The Queen's funeral is underway. You can watch that on 10 Bold. Well, let us go to London outside Westminster right now, where Lisa Wilkinson and Lucy McDonald, our UK correspondent, await. Thank you both for being there. Lucy, I'll start with you. The funeral is well underway. What's caught your eye so far?
Well, I think the sheer pomp and pageantry are awesome. I mean, the size of the church, the beauty of the church, and all those mourners facing the Queen's coffin at its centre. And I guess I'm struck, the Queen's life, 70 years on the throne, and this small coffin, draped in a flag, crown on top, flowers on top. I found that very moving. I was also keeping an eye out for George and Charlotte. Their walk down the aisle was actually quite relaxed. It was nothing like I expected. They just sort of pottered down the aisle. It felt very gentle. And of course, outside, as the Queen's coffin was brought from Westminster Hall into the Abbey, those sailors, there's 142 sailors physically pulling the gun carriage with the Queen's coffin on top. Felt like a real endeavour, really something to watch.
Lisa, what about outside? What's the atmosphere in the capital currently?
Well, Carrie, this is a city that has completely shut down. There's an exclusion zone for anybody trying to get anywhere near Westminster Abbey at the moment, and that's been the case for about the last 12 hours. They were slowly shutting down all of the streets. So everybody who is here has stopped. They are watching the funeral service. In fact, right across the city, right across the country, on so many live sites that have been set up. There's a huge one in Hyde Park. Pubs and cinemas across the country are also playing the funeral. And I don't know if you know this, but this is an extraordinary fact. There's 213 cameras inside and outside the Abbey capturing every one of these extraordinary moments in time. Heathrow Airport, in fact, is going to be closing down at the conclusion of the funeral service, which is midday local time here, and that's in order for that 2 minutes of silence that the Queen requested can go ahead, and there won't even be the sound of an aeroplane going overhead.
Obviously, the funeral service itself at the Abbey is relatively short, Lucy, about an hour long, but this day is actually going to stretch on into the evening, particularly for the family, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. This is really just the first part of it. At the end of the funeral service, there's that 2 minutes of silence. And then there's going to be a grand procession through the streets of London, past Buckingham Palace for the last time, to Hyde Park. And then the Queen's coffin is going to travel about 20 miles to Windsor Castle. There are people lining the streets of London, lining the motorways being made so people can stand alongside it. Pretty much goes past my house, actually. And then there's, of course, 800 more mourners later on at Windsor Castle, followed by the very private, not televised family ceremony this evening.